As our students are going to take our place, we're going to continue with our program tonight so that we're timely. We are pleased to have with us this evening Mr. Bobby Riguez, the founder of Education Priority 1 and a member of the school board in Aledo ISD. Bobby is fighting tirelessly for the children of Texas. So let's give him a great East Texas welcome as part of our thanks. Mr. Riguez, 592 schools.
First, let me say, by occupation, by the most noble profession. If you are a school teacher here with us today, a proud Texas educator, respectfully, we want to recognize you. If you would, with a sense of pride, please raise your hand and keep your hand raised, please. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let us acknowledge the precious role, the educators of our children. With a great round of applause, our Texas teachers. I was in Austin yesterday. They need our help. I was talking to a group, and they asked me to explain how Make Education a Priority got started. Make Education a Priority initiative, the campaign started under a 10-by-10 tent to make public awareness by collecting letters. Little did we know that in a year's time, across our great state, people like you have taken charge for their most precious thing in life is the children. To give you an idea, without knowing what each were doing, each district, across the state, people took action. Clyde ISD, for example, students created a website sharing the problems of our school finance. One of my favorites is Comstock ISD. Now, you have to remember, we collected about 8,000 letters and took to Austin. Comstock ISD calls and says, we want to help. We're sending you our packet. We open it, 98 letters. Awesome when you realize there's only 200 students in the district. Fantastic. Without knowing PTA groups and others alike, calling, wanting to make a difference, like Minutemen, calling Austin, sending letters, making phone calls. Talk about big schools, Carroll ISD, Grapevine, Colleyville, Keller. They held forums in the evenings, and this is what they called them. The good, the bad, and the ugly, a taxpayer's guide to school finance, packing their auditoriums 3 nights in a row. I've got to share this with you because some of you are here. How about schools in Van Zandt and Rains County? 8 districts coming together, hosted by Van ISD, creating public awareness, making a difference. Now, if this is a map of Texas, let's go west, far west Texas, El Paso. 12 school districts got together, held a press conference under the banner, Unite to Make Education a Priority. District after district making a difference. The media finally got a hold of us and said, hey, this is fantastic. You've got schools coming on board. What about the big school districts, the mega districts? Like the Calvary, they jumped on board. Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, El Paso, Katy, all alike coming in to anchoring this Make Education a Priority initiative. I can't tell you how many phone calls I received, but I can tell you about the ones I'll never forget. That small school in the Panhandle, in the middle of nowhere, asking us to speak for them. They're so small, they need help. And then there's a phone call, the one that I received last week, that's doing great things. A school right here, 12 districts coming together, kids alike, joining hands, parents that care, your community along with 12 making a difference. Give yourselves a round of applause. Today, listen, you are practicing democracy. It is a well and live. Efforts respectfully to assemble, creating one voice, sincerely making a difference for our children. I'm here to ask you, and let me hear you, do we believe in responsibility? Your presence here today says you protect that responsibility. It says everything about you. So I'm here to ask you, do you believe in protecting the children, the education for our children? To you, and look to your right and look to your left, to the one beside you together. There is strength in numbers. Look at history. Pick a page, any page. And here's the best part. We know the outcome if they stick together. So I'm here to ask you, for the benefit of your children, can we stay united? Hey, that's fantastic. Our founding forefathers believed in an educated public, the foundation of a prosperous society, the security of democracy. Today we find that wisdom protected in our Texas Constitution. It says it must provide a free and efficient system for all children. So let me ask you here, do you want the best education for your children? Today, in an ever-changing world, the pursuit of quality education, some in Austin want to hold it back. I'm here to ask you, do you want education to be held back? Today, some in Austin want to balance the state budget on the backs of children. I'm here to ask, do you want your children to carry that load? Today, with the difficulties before us, the complexity around us, we want leadership. Individuals to support, our democracy to guide us and to lead us. You have great representatives. Let them know right here that you are here to support them. And finally, thank you for what you've done, because it will take all of us. Make sure that you make those phone calls and those letters and ask them to find a way to fix this broken system of school finance. We appreciate you. We love you. We care. Together we can do this. Thank you very much.
Started that campaign. Now 592 school districts in the state of Texas have signed on to that. Thank you, Bobby Rodriguez. Thank you very much. I like that sign up there. It says, Save the Teachers. Like that sign. Like this one here in front of me. Mr. Perry, the eyes of Texas are on you. Our next speaker tonight is the founder of TexasISD.com. If you go to that website, there's all the information you can find about school districts in Texas, but he also is an expert, and not very many people can claim that, about school finance in the state of Texas. I introduce to you tonight Joe Smith.
Thank you, Fred. I'm not a public speaker. I do my best work at 4:30 in the morning behind a computer. And we do spread the word across the state of Texas. We have about 8,000 visits at any given time in the morning, so I invite you to join us. We're all about public schools, and I think you'll enjoy it. I'm kind of nervous tonight, and I want you to know that. And it's not because I'm standing here in the middle of a football field in front of a large number of people. I'm nervous because tomorrow in Austin, Texas, they're going to begin debating House Bill 1, and it could remove $2 million from Athens ISD. If you're not nervous about that, you should be. And if you're not nervous for Athens, how about this? Brownsboro, $2.1 million. And when I say remove, I'm talking about take away what you currently have. 2.1 million, Brownsboro. 585,000, Crossroads. 1.1 million, Eustis. La Pointer could be 1.2 million. Malakoff could be 2.7 million. Ooh. Murchison, 149,000. Trinidad, Trinidad, 1.4 million. No, that's not right. Trinidad, 164,000. Cayuga, 662,000. Elkhart, 1.1 million. Frankston, 676,000. Natchez, 364,000. Palestine, 2.5 million. Slocum, 403,000. Westwood, 1.3 million. Now, I just picked out the schools in Henderson and Anderson counties. Does that depress you? Yeah, it does me too. Each of you is here tonight because you're concerned about the future of your schools, the future of this community, this state, and most of all, your children. An alarming number of Texas school districts are already facing financial crisis. In 2010, 50% of our school districts adopted budgets that were deficit. That means that they were already cutting. We've been cutting budgets, staff, and programs for quite some time. In 2006, and I want you to listen carefully, this is amazing because most people do not recognize it. In 2006, legislators implemented a school finance system that has proven to fall short of all promises made. Despite the local conservative efforts of an increasing number of school districts, we are now forced to cut educational staff, we're reducing salaries, we're eliminating programs, and we're changing the face of our schools. These budgetary cuts are dangerous to the quality of our education program. I'm indeed privileged to be on the same stage with Bobby. The good thing you did. And I look at his 592 schools, and I say that is 4,144 locally elected school board members that participated in sending a resolution to Austin to make education a priority. Now that's sizable. The only thing I'm sad about is that I'm not sure they're listening. They need some more voices, and that's why I agreed to come over here tonight. We need all the voices we can get. We need some more help. Now, folks, it's no secret that we're in the midst of an economic downturn. And I think we all recognize that when these kind of things happen, we have to make adjustments. Our financial conditions in the public schools of Texas is not a result of that economic downturn. As your mayor said, it's a result of short-sighted decision making.